It's beginning to look a lot like Vlogmas, and it's day one, and so it begins. Um, as you can see, we got back home last night. We were trying to beat a ice snowstorm. I got up this morning, and yeah, there's a little bit of ice out there, so I'm not going to church. I don't ice skate very well, so I'm not going to attempt to get out to the car to go. And now it's starting to snow. Got a light dusting so far. Um, I think they said we might get up to 2 inches, which really isn't that much for here in Pennsylvania, but you know, people act crazy when it's like snow out there. Um, so, and we have to get groceries today. So I don't know what's going to happen. Anyway, when we're in North Carolina, I always like to go over to Huffman Mill Road in that area, and we go to Hobby Lobby. And I have a project in mind, and I needed some more of this, which is the Japanese Fields, I think. That's what it's called. Yeah, Japanese Fields. I needed some more of these, so I got 2 of those. And I was very conservative. But then, I was walking around, and I saw this, and I said, hello? Look how pretty. It's called Candy Stick Stash. And it's just, you know, some of this, I love this yarn in the print. So I got a couple of these. And then I got some things to make some more stitch markers, because with each of my bags I like to give out a couple of stitch markers when I sell them. I have to tell you, the visit was good. Now, Thursday night at home with Mama was a little crazy. Because there were extra people there that evening for dinner, we had to pull out a chair from, and I didn't realize they took a chair from her bedroom and a couple of chairs, you know, to sit in the living room so that after we finished dinner there would be plenty of places to sit and we could just talk or, you know, whatever. And so we did that because my nephew and his girlfriend come down from, they actually live in Greenville, but she works in Charlotte. Her and her mother own Jenny K Jewelries. So she has to open the store Black Friday. So they were having to go back that night. So we visited for a little bit before they left. Everybody went on their merry way. And Thomas and I are sitting there talking, and his mother decided to go to bed. We hear her back in the room talking, and we're like, is she talking to us? She comes up into the living room and she says, I can't get in my bed. And we both go, what? She goes, I can't get into my bed. We go back there. Now, mind you, that morning I watched her make her bed and put her pajamas in the closet because she doesn't like people to see things. She is kind of vain in that way, but that's okay. You know, that's her. But we're looking and we're like, well, your bed's made. Why can't you get in your bed? I can't get in my bed. I don't know where my pajamas are. Somebody's been in my room. And then it dawned on us. They took a chair out of her bedroom. So we go get the chair, we bring it back in, we put it where it's supposed to be, and she's carrying on, I still can't get in my bed. I don't have any pajamas. I don't know what y'all do with my pajamas. I said, Mama, I watched you put them in the closet this morning. Oh, no such thing. I didn't do that. I said, well, they're in the closet. So we get them out. Now, she has a doll that I made for her, one of those bed dolls, and it sits in the middle of the bed. So Thomas went to move it for her, and he asked her, does it go on the chair? And she said, yes, it goes on the chair. So then she's sitting there and she goes, I still can't get in my bed. And we're like, why not? She goes, well, it's not turned down. Thomas kind of turns to her and says, Mama, I'm not a turn down service. You've been doing this for yourself for years. But if you need me to turn it down, I'll do it tonight. But you have to do it every night on your own from now on. Oh, well. So, we think everything's cool. She gets her pajamas on. We hear her in the back scurrying around. And then we hear her on the phone talking to Thomas's brother. I can't get in my bed. Carrying on. And we can hear him on the other end of the phone go, what the hell are you talking about, Mama? So, when he got to hear the other side of the story, he's like, oh my Lord. And we told him, we said, you know, this is going to confuse her each time. We're not going to come stay with her. We'll come, but we'll stay somewhere else. Because apparently us staying with her throws her schedule so off. She gets so confused. He said, no, that's not going to happen. Don't worry about it. So a few minutes later, we hear her back on the phone. Where's my debit card? I don't have my debit card. Somebody took my debit card. And Jimmy's like, Mama, I took your debit card to go get Thomas's cake for his birthday. Well, you didn't give it back to me. Mama, I'll give it back to you in the morning. Okay, fine. She hangs up. A few minutes later, she comes back up. My debit card's missing. She's going to call Jimmy again. We're like, Mama, you have called Jimmy 3 times so far. It's 10 o'clock at night. He's not going to bring that debit card up tonight. He's coming up tomorrow in the morning, and you'll get it then. So finally she gets settled, goes to bed. No, she's up all night, off and on. I couldn't sleep because I kept hearing her. So it was a little bit of a mess, but we survived it. And then Friday, we get to go see my son, and I did get to see the babies. Didn't get any pictures because I'm not putting her babies on Facebook. That's just the way it is. And she has a little girl who's about 13 months and a baby boy that is about 4 months old. And I'm holding him, and he is sitting up. He keeps pulling himself to sit upright. I'm like, good Lord, he's only 4 months old. She's like, yeah, he's really advancing. So had a little nice visit. And my son has a roommate that is currently in the hospital. And the roommate has a dog, which is a boxer pit bull mix. She is a beautiful dog. But his roommate does not discipline the dog, so the dog will eat things off the counter. It will do whatever it wants. But dog came and sat by my husband. My husband is very good at showing authority. So the dog was doing something he didn't like. He looked at her and he said, sit. And she sat. And then she started to do something else. He thumped her on the nose. He said, no. She looked at him. She climbed up into his lap and just loved on him the entire time. So we had a good little visit. My son has a little Yorkie Shih Tzu mix. And he is about 12, 13 years old. And he has some slip disc. And so he's in pain. And so whenever one of the other dogs would get too close, he'd nip at him, you know. But got to love on Dusty a little bit. And that's his dog's name. And Max is a Min Pin Dachshund mix. And Max always climbs up on me. And I'm always telling him, Max, I don't have a lap. We got to figure this out. So Max does this thing where he kind of gets in my arm and kind of drapes himself, puts his face over here and lays on my chest. So it was an interesting visit. And of course my son was exhausted. He is a hairdresser at Gabriel's Salon, and he'd worked himself silly the day before, and it's that way, this time of year it's that way for him, you know. He's lucky if he can get a good day off. And I told him, I said, look, the dogs are giving us the look. You've got that look, you're exhausted. We're gonna go, you go take a nap. You know, Dusty has this way of looking at you like, why are you still here? It's nap time. So we just had a little short, good visit with my son, and we went on our way. And we had stopped over at my brother-in-law's. We have not been out to his farm for about close to 2 years, I think. Yeah. So we got out there and visited a little bit, and then we went back, you know, to Thomas's mom's house. And it was okay. You know, Mama was a little straightened out, and it was good. Of course, I don't know, lately she's gotten into this drama queen business. You know, she said, y'all are going home tomorrow. And we said, yes, we are. What time are you leaving? I said, we need to leave by 8 so we can get there before the storm comes in. Oh, well, I hope I wake up so I can see you. I'm like, you'll be up. I know you'll be up. Trying to, you know, tell her we're not going to leave without saying goodbye. But she kept going on, well, I don't know, I might not wake up in the morning. So we had to convince her things were going to be okay. Things were going to go on. We did that, and then she finally goes off to bed. And I was so exhausted from not getting sleep the night before, I actually slept that night. Part of the night. Because I did hear her getting up again, and I just don't sleep well when I hear people scurrying around the house doing things. And, but I did get a little bit of a good nap. And then, of course, on the way home, I slept about most of the way coming home. Which I'm having a minor flare-up of the fibro. But it's not like it has been because I slept most of the way coming home in the car. But I'm a little stiff, you know, so I need to work some things out. Other than that, it's been great. Yeah. Tomorrow I've got a lot of things I need to get done. Tuesday's the same way. Wednesday, Pastor Susan had called and said she thought she was going to have a funeral. Could I take over after they start? And I said, yes, it's not a problem. And so it's just, you know, and then they come back and change the funerals. So she'll be there, which she should be there because we have some guests that are coming, and we'd like to introduce them properly to the group. So, yeah. So you'll see Wednesday. I will show you kind of what goes on. Wednesday is a special day because they are handing out little gifts to everyone. And, of course, they're doing a big turkey dinner. I have some folks that don't like turkey, so I'm bringing a ham for the people that don't care for turkey. And, yeah, it should be an interesting visit that day with prayer shawl. Other than that, you guys have a great day, and I hope where you're at you're not getting snowed in. I'm hoping we're not going to get snowed in. You never know. I guess this storm has been surprising quite a few people, so it should be interesting. Everybody have a great day, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.